What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the greatest channel on earth. Today we're going to be viewing a low float stock with institutions and hedge funds adding, or is this just a ticking time bomb? We're going to view my projection stock price calculator to see if the stock should be higher or lower. We're going to review some technical charts on Thinkorswim, and we're going to take a peek and see if support and resistance can determine if that falls in line with our calculation. Go ahead and jump on in. Alrighty, as you can see, we are looking at the monthly chart for Vital Energy, ticker symbol VTLE. The main trend we can see here is that the stock just continuously goes down. We can see that this had a high back in 2014 of $700, but now it's currently at 16. That is due to splits. The stock did not IPO at $350. The company split and the price continues to move downward, and it's in a perpetual downward cycle. Let's go ahead and see if there's any saving grace for this company. Let's open up the advanced charting, VTLE. Probably done this. I've done this. Ooh. Done this one before, and it's actually clearing the Fibonacci arc, which actually makes me extremely excited. Let's go ahead and move myself out of the way. Quick highlights, they are not profitable. Quick ratio is under 1. It's pretty far under 1. Might be a little over leveraged there. We'll take a peek. The debt is in red, so it's only 0.9, but it might be very high for them considering their cash position. EPS quarter over quarter 73%, sales 6%. Gross margins 29%, that's pretty good. Institutional ownership is 77%, and they are adding. That's the data that Finviz is showing, but we're going to go ahead and validate that by looking at up to the date information. Very low float company as of today's viewing. Quite a bit of shorts here as well. So just looking at the recent action over the last 5 years, Clovid brought this all the way down to $7, and it got as high as 120 yuan. That is incredible. Now we can see that the 20 SMA has gone under the 50 SMA. Not quite a death cross, but in terms on a monthly basis, it is a signifying move down. And you guys can probably see that, but once this purple line goes under the 50, the stock just crescendos down. So we're going to run our projection here. I also want to chart this out because I think there might be some saving grace here. But before we do that, let's just go ahead and check at the revenues and see if they're actually growing. On a year-over-year basis, yes, they are. 1.5 bill to 1.9 bill to now 1.98 bill. Our trailing 12 months gross profit, the fiscal year 2025 is still in progress, so this is yet to be determined. However, from 2023 to 2024, they did move downward. Profitability, they were very profitable in 2013. Looks like they were unprofitable in 2024. Maybe they acquired some assets, spent some money on some operations, growing operations or equipment. And now they're heading back towards profitability kind of slowly. Gross margins are also going down here. Shares outstanding are steady, so not too bad. The CEO added $100,000 worth of shares in May of 2025, and then August of 2024, again about 100. I don't see him swing trading the stock, so that is good. He got some options. So it looks like the CEO is in it to win it. Or he's not, at least, day trading a stock, which we do not like to see at all. Total assets, 5.9 bill. Total liabilities, 3.2 bill. Ooh, I saw that long-term debt. That was pretty bad. All right, we're going to run our proprietary stock price calculation to determine what the actual stock price could be. This is a almost $17 stock, and their market cap is not at seven. Their market cap is not at 1 billion, so we are not going to include it. Income is negative 126,530,000. Sales is 1,980,000,000. Good for them. Oh my goodness, I didn't even see this. The forward PE is at a 3.56. That is pretty insane. We're seeing a little bit of a conflict here. So there's shorts the stock is being shorted 25%. Institutional ownership is 77%. Enterprise value is 3 billion. So very, very interesting data points there that don't seem to align, but maybe this might clear it up. Cash, again, they have not that much, 40,180,000. Debt, I saw the debt, 2,480,970,000. By my calculations, they are underwater. Total assets is 5.9 bill. Total liability is 3.2 bill. So in that regard, they're okay. But for my valuation here, they're underwater. We'll include the market cap. It's not going to help. Oh, it will help. 655,570,000. This is me kind of throwing them a bone here. And we're going to divide this by 38,700,000. So potential stock price of $1. And again, that's just based on my calculation here. This is the calculation I use for small caps. Yeah, let's say they're profitable or near break even. Still a $5 stock. I need to take a drink for this one. So something is a little awry here. Institutional ownership is 77%. That's old data. New data is 103%. And you can see right here, it's all-time highs right there. 37.7 million shares are long. There's only 38 million shares available. So what's going on here? There's some big owners. BlackRock decreased a little bit. This one, I don't know if I could really, stand behind this one. The margins are good. They make 1.98 billion, but their income is negative here. What really is the downtrend here? Let's go negative 126,530,000. They have strong sales. It's their debt. That's what it is. Okay. And again, this debt might be attributed to that large purchase that I was talking about. And you know what? See, let's go to annual. We'll see it. Oh, we're on annual. Right here, their debt was 1.68 billion and it went up almost a billion. Quarterly, let's see if it's going down. It is going down. Wow. So if we use 1.68 billion was 1,600,000,000. Okay. That makes sense. $22 stock trading at 16. Let's move this. Again, still very undervalued. They made a huge investment and it is slowly paying off. I mean, it's severely undervalued. There's a lot of volume here, which is great. Look at these shorts. They are relentless. Let's go to the chart. So in terms of a price target from a quantifiable standpoint, this one's kind of thrown out to the gutter. Like, my typical price calculation does not work on a company like this. They made a significant investment, and it is showing up very negatively in my calculation. But the one thing I do rely on most is charts. And one thing that we can see and all agree upon is the level of respect from this chart. So look at how these candles are respecting the outside of this Fibonacci. They're respecting it more than I was gonna make a stupid joke. Look, support, 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 falls through, 10 out of 10 resistance, 10 out of 10 support, resistance, great test of resistance, breaks through, great test of support, falls through, test of resistance. Look at this perfect kiss. It is kissing this line so well. Who could choreograph that better than Wall Street Money? You can't. So the good thing is this stock is now out of this Fibonacci cycle. And typically when stocks go through Fibonacci cycles in a consolidation pattern, you're going to see just this. It's going to be just kind of like a consolidation fall through, basically. Now that the stock is out, now we can have some fun. I mean, my kind of fun. So we're going to go ahead. We've got several things going for this stock. Let's be very conservative here. I'm going to go out of frame. Okay. All right, I chose that channel because we are 10 out of 10 kiss right there. Tests of resistance, great test of resistance, 10 out of 10 test of resistance right there. Falls through, test, 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 great set of support. Great support, falls through, 10 out of 10 resistance, 10 out of 10 kiss of resistance. Look at that, perfect. Perfect test right there. 10 out of 10 resistance. Again, just fantastic. So that is the channel we want to strive to get in. Okay. And now let's go down. We're going to make this just super easy. We're going to duplicate. We could go there. Let's just go straight onto it. Just like that. That's pretty solid right there. Right there. I'm going to go out of frame. Right there. Right there. Perfect. Okay, I chose that frame of the channel. Look here. And let me just make them different colors for this purpose. So the purple is the latest channel. Okay. 10 out of 10 resistance test there. Falls through. 10 out of 10 support. 10 out of 10 support. Great test. Great test. Nice resistance. Nice resistance. 10 out of 10 resistance. Great resistance. Great support test. Great support test. Great support test. Great support test. 10 out of 10 kiss of support. 10 out of 10 support. 10 out of 10 support. Great test. Falls through. Great test of resistance. 10 out of 10 resistance there. So now we're going to do our third channel, and this will be our last duplicate, and we're going to make it another color. And we're going to go halfway through, which is going to be right there. Right there. Okay, and we're going to make this green. Okay, so we've got our few different channels here, all just fantastic. This stock has been in a literal downtrend since 2022. Very unfortunate for longs. If there are longs here, there probably is. So these are the channels to watch. It kind of looks like a bear flag here. And let me just go ahead and draw this for everybody in the audience. So we've got our flag pole there, and then we've got our flag. And it's kind of breaking down. It's already started to break down. Break down. probably right there. So again, our flag pull right here, and then our flag. So the next area to watch for the stock is going to be 1081. 1081. I don't think it goes back to sixes, but let's just draw it out. Beautiful support there. I mean, it could go back to $6 range. Never say never. So the immediate price action, I'm guessing, is going down to 10s. And that's not because my price calculation is broken. I think it's just a bear flag here. You have your flag pull, tries to break the next area. And the next apex area of opportunity is right where this support and this support converge right there. Again, fantastic opportunity if you're long-term minded. So I think this goes down. Earnings are on the 6th. So this video will have already been out. The next area to watch on the upside is $26.33. Again, it is possible. This stock can just reverse. Look at this volume here, very high volume. It can happen. Looks like their earnings are getting better progressively. They're beating. Have they been beating? Yeah, they've been beating. Yeah. Except for the last 3 quarters they reported have all beat. So this is going to be a good test here. It's in a formation to be bearish. However, this volume we're seeing here and institutional ownership do point this to the upside. So this is one that I'm staying away from. However, if you are risk-minded, never play earnings. I mean, earnings have already passed by the time this video comes out, but for future earnings, don't do it. But let's look at some higher potential targets here. And the reason that is important is because if this stock and this company does turn the ship around, this thing could, again, easily get back to 100s. So we're going to do what we know best, which is right there. All right. And right here is like, that's perfect. Okay. We're going to make it thick. So this is the channel we want the stock to get back into. Might have a few down months, but we need it to get back in this purple range. Once it gets back in the purple range, we need it to then look at some other price targets potentially. We're going to extend that. So that was, this is just the first phase. You can see all of these different candlesticks respect this channel. Resistance, 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 resistance test. Extremely great supports here, these 4 candles. Perfect test of resistance, perfect test of resistance, extremely perfect test of support. Then we go over here, test of resistance, beautiful test of resistance, 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 and falls through, resistance, resistance, resistance. So, and now you can see we're at this pinch point right here where it's in a bear flag, but it's also needs to get back in that channel. And we have the volume here to support it on the bullish side to get back in. So that's the channel we wanted to get back into. After that, next areas to watch. Geez, how do I want to approach this? The best way we know how. Right there. And right there. Up there. Yeah. Okay, this is the next channel we wanted to get into, and we'll make it purple and thick and dotted. Send to the right. Okay. So we need that stock to follow that progression, and then even more. I mean, that's a little too aggressive. There. That's perfect. is pretty good. I could have gone lower. I think there, that's pretty good. And then work snips to the right. So a lot of different avenues here for this one. If it can get back up into this channel and start to work through these different channels, different areas of support, it's got a huge megaphone essentially of price action that it could follow. If it did, if the company does reverse and they start growing. So again, I'm on the side with this one. This is not something I would traditionally get into yet. I would want to see much more cleaner balance sheet, profitability, and just overall growth. So that's all I've got for you guys. I appreciate you for watching if you made it this far, and I hope you are doing well. See you in the next one.